I'll make an intro video some other time now that I know that they want. Oh, we're live. But how do we see if people are there?
Usually I just assume someone's there at all times and I just continue talking as if they're already there.
Perfect. So, yay, Monday Madness. We actually did it on a Monday. I'm really glad and proud.
Crazy thing about time, man. Like a Tuesday feels like a Thursday and a Sunday feels like a Wednesday, and we don't know stuff.
We never have any clue what's gonna happen.
No, ever.
Not quiet so she stays asleep.
Yeah, it took 2 hours to go down. Like,
oh, it was torturous.
Yeah. Fighting to the last.
Yes, right until the last, and then she just kind of crashed. That's just how they like to do it. So, can you tell us any really awesome things that are going on? Okay, you know what? Here's what we want to know, because I don't want you to give too many awesome things about Secrets of the Warrior, but I want some things. So I think maybe some indie like tips for filmmaking for people. Like, what are things that other people could use from what you're doing?
Yeah.
What we're doing, I guess. But
the way that the key is the way that I do things is a little different than what other people do. And that's it. I can explain to you what I do, and then people can adapt that to their process, because everyone's process is different. Yeah. So the way that I've always, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it was my restaurant training. I don't know if it was just how I was raised. Like, I'm not really sure. But whenever I feel like a line of an idea is a good idea and it can really help individuals and myself to do it, I do it. And so I follow that line until I hit a barrier where someone's like, oh no, we can't help you yet because XYZ. And I'm like, okay, I'm not waiting for you. I don't wait for people ever. Like, you're either on my movement or I'm going to leave you behind. Like, I've just learned that almost everything I ever need that I am not able to do, I have to ask other people for help, which is fine and it's healthy. But realistic expectations is key. Saying, hey, I need this thing done. Like, I have a due date and I'm going to let out my book or my movie by this is my timeline. And they're like, no, it takes 2 years. No, it takes you 2 years. It doesn't apply to me. Like, your standard and my standard are different. Like, that's why I always ask when people, like, everyone keeps saying first money. Okay, to be clear, what does that mean to you? Because 20,000 USD means something else in a different currency. So, like, what are we talking about here? So my goals are realistic and not completely. So I just follow. Like, I keep asking a bunch of questions, and then if someone says, no, I can't help you right now because A, I'm busy, or B, the timing isn't right, then I know I need whatever the field is that they're in, and I just move over to find someone that fits me. I don't rely on one person ever. You keep connecting, you keep networking, and you keep going. Like, one person should not hold you back from your goals. And I mean, that's how I do everything in my life, especially when it comes to creative art. And that's part of the reason why you and I get along. I mean, many reasons why we get along, but that's like, there's so many reasons why you and I get along so well, honestly. But that's one of them, because you work that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear what, like, so many people want to take their book and make it into a movie, like everyone that writes a book. What gave you the gumption? Like, how did you find a way to make it happen?
When I wrote the books, it was always a movie to me. I just had to figure out how to get the idea in my head out in reality for other people to see as well. So when I was writing book 2, I'm pretty sure I started saying, yeah, this is going to be a movie. Like I knew it was going to be a movie, whether or not like Disney or Paramount or a big name Netflix was going to back it, because there's like so much red tape everywhere. But, like I knew it was going to be a movie because I'm going to make it happen, not because I'm going to rely on other people. Again, I am going to, because I know I'm going to do the steps to do it. So I started talking about it. And then when I was done book 3, I was like, okay, this is the time. It's because I wanted it to be a movie more than other people didn't want it to be a movie. So anyone can make their book into a movie. It does not have, you do not need representation as long as you know what the industry is about and you're asking the right questions and you follow your intuition. You don't need big contractors or like casting agents. All of the people that I've casted, I've handpicked myself. You are more than welcome to do the things you want to do, but you gotta just navigate it in a way that A, fits your process, and B, keeps a good head on your shoulders.
Well, what do you mean? Like, keeps a good head on your shoulders? Are you running into things that make you keep a bad head on your shoulders?
There is a lot of people that know how to talk a good talk and they don't have follow through. And I just like, like I take people at face value. The industry is full of skeptics. What I mean by that is, so when you reach out to bigger name individuals, they'll say, we don't take unsolicited emails or contacts. It has to be through an entertainment lawyer who won't answer your calls or email you back or talk to you for whatever reason. And then, or through a representative who won't email you back or answer your calls. And so that's key to me. I mean, these are like, you have to know the right people to get into certain things. So after putting a bunch of emails into different like A-lister contacts, they're like, are you fully funded? Well, no, because I need talent to get fully funded. They're like, okay, we'll come back. So it's like this weird circle of people wanting to trust you, but you also need to put your product where your mouth is. And it's the same for other people. You have to trust that these individuals that are emailing you, that saying, hey, I can write music for you or whatever, do your research. Don't just say yes, because it's like, I'm all about helping indie individuals. My composer for 3 of the songs, he is an indie artist from the UK. I mean, he's brand new, but he's really good, and he has the talent. Like he has that ear. Like just some musicians are so good at hearing the certain things and getting the vibe that you want. And it's this weird in between where you need to trust the people you're working with, and you also have to trust but verify that they're going to do what they're going to do. So there are some mistakes that I've made that I didn't research, or I didn't ask enough questions or whatever. Those aren't necessarily mistakes, they're learning steps, right? They're learning steps for sure. But it definitely, like, I know what I have to offer is great. My LGBT fantasy fiction is going to be welcomed in many different countries and it's going to do very fantastic. But I'm a nobody. And so some people don't trust a nobody because I don't know as many people. And so you just have to find the right individuals that want to take a chance on you, trust what you're saying, and are going to actually help you. I put the work in. But people that say they're going to put the work in and then let me carry all of their weight and then expect me to pay them are out of their minds. I'm not paying you nothing for doing nothing. Like, that's not how this works. Like, just because you have experience in a field and you say you're going to help me, whether now or when we're filming, this is the time where I find who's on my side, who has my loyalty. It's when we're in pre-production. You're like, what's that? That's so funny.
The boys are coming
the greatest days ever. That was yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so I'm
Don't you do it.
yeah, so testing people's loyalty. I mean, that's all you can really do. Are they here for the money? Or are they here for your project?
That's super smart. I think that, I don't I love to say failure is your path to success, but it's really just like you said, learning instances to help you refine your process. Because that's, I'd say, every step of the way where we're like, it just made us refine things
Yeah.
and do better. That's really all that took place.
Yeah.
So I think that's excellent. What things can you share that is, new updates for Secrets of the Warrior that you can share with us without giving away too much?
That's funny because I just word vomit everything all the time. they're like, they're like, should I not talk about the project? I'm like, dude, I talk about the project more than I should. You talk about whatever you want. Like people are always like, yeah. So one of the updates we have is I've been working closely with Morgan Clay to make a custom song for the film, and it's going to be right before the bonus scenes, in between the last scene and the bonus scene, and it's like before the credits, but it's I've heard it. It is phenomenal. When I'm having a really bad day, and I already told her this, I like play the song on repeat. Like I just
Aw.
not even out yet, and I just like keep playing it in her little like iCloud thing. Yeah, no, it is phenomenal. So she is setting to release that in November, and I
Oh, okay.
cannot wait. Cannot wait.
We don't have an exact date, just November.
Yeah, I don't know the. Uh, I mean, it's a musician thing, so I don't know. That's like beyond my information.
Freaking musicians.
Yeah, like it's the beginning of November.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Something
Wow.
to look forward to. That's awesome.
So she's so talented, so talented,
You have
and
carefully chosen every single person that
yes.
is working on this project. What's your process for that? How do you find the people that you want to work with?
Um, I creepily research them into their life, like like what I like what
Oh,
I do
creepily.
is what I mean by that is whatever's like public knowledge and on their social medias is what I look at. So when I say, okay, I think this person would be good, I look them up on IMDb, I look up on Instagram, I Google their name to
Mhm.
see if like they've been in any other things, and like and just like in general, like articles or magazines or something might come up, different interviews or whatnot, and then I searched through their Instagram for a couple years ago
Oh.
because yeah, I know, like when I and there was a reason I do that because on my Instagram this year I started, or this year and part of last year, I started the project of Secrets of the Warrior. So on my Instagram, before that, you get podcasts, you get my books, you get art. And so it's consistent with creative mind frame. So it tells me, A, did this person fabricate anything about their lives from a couple of years ago? Is it consistent? I'm like really judgy in a weird way. Like it's bad,
Really
like
tricky.
really judgy. Like, but I look for consistency, is what I look for consistency.
Yeah.
So and then I contact them and I see how they respond to me and what I'm saying, and then I ask them questions. So there's a difference between someone who just got into acting a couple of years ago, which is why their social media or whatever, hasn't been really about acting or whatever like that. But it tells me a lot about them, make sure it aligns correctly, because I have to trust what they're saying. But again, I'm going to verify they're saying is correct. And then I just sort of, I'm ADHD, so I like start all business and then I slowly get into one. really like ADHD. I'm like, hey, if you can handle my ADHD on a Zoom meeting, you passed at all the right things. Yeah.
Then you're the boss man. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have my business side and I have, different personalities. So you have to deal with both sides. You have to deal with the sides.
I
Yeah.
think sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Today's been a really struggly day, but I think that everybody is multifaceted.
Yeah.
And I do think that it is important to remember you're also, I mean, being authentic is really the win. Because whether you're doing business or friendship, authenticity is what, because you're like, I'm checking on you. Are you really an
Yeah.
artist or are you?
Yeah.
Did you? I've
Fake
I've
it
done
till you
that.
make it. You know what I mean?
My one of my favorite stories when I was living in LA still, I was at in Long Beach at this punk rock bar, pardon me, called Ferns. And everybody there, pretty punk rock, lots of shaved heads and mohawks and different things like this. And I'm outside smoking. I don't smoke anymore, but I did then. And this guy, like, he had this perfect green mohawk, like leather jacket. I mean, he looked like he'd been punk for years. And I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So we were talking about music, and he's like, yeah, I really like Blink 182. And I'm like, what? Like, that's a weird thing to say at this bar, but I mean, okay. And then, yeah, I just decided to be punk last week, and I'm like, you
Yeah.
just decided to be punk?
Like I just woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna be punk now.
I'm
Like
like, I didn't know it worked that way. It was just like, that was just one of the most bizarre. I mean, not that he wasn't authentic. He woke up and he
yeah.
felt punk. I'm like, I can resonate with that in one hand because I will dress how I feel. So one day might be a little more punk and the next
Mhm.
day more goth or whatever, but
Yeah.
I feel like I stay in the same family.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. Like sometimes I'm like wearing pajamas, sometimes I'm wearing like sportsy stuff or button up like plaids, and like I have feathers in my hair. So like I'm a little more goth punk today. And I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Yeah. And I mean, it really depends on the vibe. And I hate it when people say, "Oh, I thought you were X," or "Oh," I'm like, dude, don't put me in a box.
Don't
Like
think. Yeah. Don't
I'm a
think like
whole universe of personalities. Like, why don't do that? Don't do that to me ever, ever, ever. Yeah. No, it's so like it just I everyone wants to impress each other when they first meet for any kind of project. And that's sort of the beginning of the honeymoon phase. And then there's like a couple of conversations or a period of time where the honeymoon phase continues. And eventually you may or may not hit that time when you are butting heads a little bit because your creative differences. So that's the real test that I wait for, is how we navigate that. And like,
the difficulty. Mhm.
yeah, are you listening to my ideas? Are we meshing the ideas? Are you not listening direction? If I'm telling you we need to start at X time, are you starting at this time? Like, it's important things that I need for the project that I'm testing everyone on. I mean, I'm not like, it's not like I wake up every day, I'm like, let's test this person today. Like that's not, I don't know. It sounds like that when I say it out loud, but that's not what's happening. But I I watch how people interact is all. And
Yeah.
the people on the project are just phenomenal individuals. Phenomenal individuals. I mean, I told Morgan she already has her red carpet tickets. Like she's gonna be singing on every single film of mine. Like she's just so badass. And like Hadass is absolutely amazing. Amber is amazing. Like they're just like Sharni also, like she's bad. Like they're just all freaking Radiston. Like they're all just the best humans. But that's why I do what I do.
I want to hear. Well, I think the way you navigate personal relationships and business, this whole thing is actually impressive.
Thank you.
Because there have been some things and I'm like, nah, just smack him down.
Yeah, you have said that to me, like smack him down.
That's
I'm like,
it.
no,
That's
no, no,
it. Nope,
no,
done.
not the way.
And you're like, okay, and you're very diplomatic, and I'm like, I applaud you. So
Yeah,
you do quite well with that.
thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
Yeah,
definitely your high point, one of them.
I can lose my. I'm thinking. I have been known to lose my temper a little bit, but I have also learned. I mean, time. Time gives you experience and lessons. So I've sort of learned to lots of therapy as well to like articulate. I feel blah. I need this or whatever, and we need to meet in the middle. And if you're not listening, then I'm gauging how you react. I mean, that's just I can't be upset. I can be upset how someone's reacting poorly to me,
Yes.
but that's me also reacting poorly to them is not going to help the situation at all.
It's true.
At all. So that's where like dissociation comes in handy. Like it's like I just sort of like pull myself out of the situation and say, well, this is ridiculous. And
Yeah.
like let them sort of freak out. And I'm just like, there are so many bigger problems in this argument right now. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like forest are on fire. Like this is so dumb.
I actually think it's healthy to disassociate depending on the situation. Like, times you can't leave and somebody is losing their schnizzle everywhere. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good time. Yeah, I can't escape. I better disassociate because I'm not going to stay present for that. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
useful tool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost like I mean for me it's like um how do I explain it? I don't want to say out of body kind of experience because it's not what it is. But like when I dissociate, depending on the situation, it allows me to see like it completely. Like I'm no longer in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's as if I was a stranger walking up and I'm like, dude, you're acting crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're fighting about anymore. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're acting nuts.
Um, can you give us any updates? We're going to go over all of the updates on the Spooktacular. So I want to go over some here because I think this is recorded and then it stays up there. But uh, any updates on location or what's going on, or are you not ready to share that yet?
I'm gonna wait on that a little longer. I'm gonna wait on that because I'm still messaging some people about it and I'm waiting for some responses and I'm setting up a meeting. That email with Jim I don't know if you thought, yeah. So
Yes.
I'm gonna set up a meeting with him. So there's some people I need to talk to first, and then let the beans spill.
Okay. Let's see. Um, what other what other projects are we working on? What are we doing? Oh, you know what? You can talk about the indie author coaching, the award-winning author coaching.
Oh yeah, we're doing. Brittany and I are doing coaching on individuals who are trying to self-publish any books in any kind of genre that they just need a little guidance from. We're offering our expertise to sponsor and mentor individuals, and also anyone who wants to do a manuscript. Um, I'm thinking the word just left my head. to mentor and like guide you through what we know about scripts and manuscripts and how to make it your own and get it moving. Not necessarily like, so like we're both producers, we both film stuff, we both write scripts, and we can absolutely help individuals do that, and possibly even call on our network a little bit to help see if it's a good fit for you as well.
I was gonna say you've had your script actually reviewed by some pretty big people and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, I did change it a little bit, and I really like how it came out. I mean, I always thought it was great in general, just because it's the story, and it's book one. It's the beginning, just Secrets of the Warrior. So the story is the same. It's just the path to get there is different, and it's just so many people are falling in love with it. It's absolutely beautiful. I really so she's so one of the updates is that she's the last guardian of the tree of life, and she's navigating her life, understanding what that means, and being in a modern city. So Selena is like, okay, I have to protect this momentous tree of life, but I also have to like live amongst people and not be weird. And that's pretty much, I mean, that's her journey.
You can live amongst people and not be weird. I don't think I've got that figured out yet.
No, that's why it's so beautiful.
What's the ending? What do we do? What's the
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and we also got Coca-Cola product placement.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
It is amazing. They're very nice, and they're very excited to work with us, and I am very gracious. So we're getting more product placement for the film, and I have some great. I was talking to Amber today about some updated like goth outfits for her, like modern goth outfits, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait to show you.
Oh, I'm excited about that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like
we went to the Ren Fair, and I'm like over here wanting to buy every. River just wants a whole swath of leather he can make into things, and I'm like, I need so many more costumes.
Yeah. I actually had a dream that we made. What was it? It was my dad's house, and whoever owned my dad's house had like a side shop to it, and it was really Renaissance kind of thing, like dragons and Viking belts and stuff with feathers and fake tails, animal tails and stuff like that. And also gauntlets, like forearm gauntlets. Yeah, and oh my gosh, so I have to draw it. I'm gonna draw it out because I've never seen this design anywhere, and it was like, to my knowledge, it doesn't exist. And it was freaking like real leather and imprinted, and like it was amazing. So I'm gonna draw it out, and I have to find a leather worker to make it.
I think you can find that. You could probably even do it yourself if you got some leather, but hiring somebody might be easier.
Yeah, it might be. So the reason I say that is because I don't think I would have the correct talent to do the design of the dragon that needs to happen. So what I mean by that, it was black leather, and instead of going up the underside where it's ribboned up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The ribboned up is up here, but it's not straight. It's like it's the dragon's tail, and it's a different color. So it's like
that's cute.
Like a bright purple or a bright pink, like a neon, electric purple. And then I mean, like I've never seen anything like that.
That's awesome. Nice. Okay, so can you tell us the process? How did you end up doing an indie film? Like, what made you go that path?
A lot of people actually, I don't like when people tell me what to do. just start there. I don't like the idea of people telling me that my project needs to change in some kind of capacity away from the story. Like, who are you? Like, you are, yeah, like, I don't. A lot of people are like, why don't you make it a TV show? I could make it a TV show that's 4 or 5 seasons, but I'm not going to tolerate some really high executive producer canceling it because he didn't like a thing or whatever. It's too gay or what. Like, absolutely not. Like, look, Warrior Nun, like Fate, the Wink Saga was canceled. I mean, like, forever. There's so many lists. There's no way that I'm gonna let one or a boardroom of people cancel my story because they whatever don't want me to tell it.
They don't like
So,
that. Yeah.
absolutely not. So that was immediately off the table. Immediately off the table.
Immediately.
And then everyone was like, okay, well, you need a name, a big name studio to be on Netflix or whatever. Someone I know had a very important meeting with Netflix. They said, you have to have a well-known name production company on your movie for them to even touch it. And I'm like, again, I don't want anyone to have that much power over my project and think that I'm not good enough for their streaming platform, even though I know I am. And it's always, it's 10 awards later for the story, like it has the individuals. People in India are contacting, like you already know that. People in India are contacting me to be on the project. People all over the world. Southern Africa, like I reached out to someone in Africa, and the LGBT community in South Africa as well. So I mean, like, there's individuals that want to see this made and want to hear the story, and I'm not going to let these other people to do it. So I'm going to do it. Later.
Also, though, can you talk about Single Step?
Oh yeah, Single Step. So in my creepily aggressive research, it's not really that creepy. I say it's creepy, but it's actually totally normal for someone looking for something and no one's giving them the answer. So yeah. I found this individual who lives in Sofia, Bulgaria, but also at one point lived in New York City. His name's Ivan. And he went home to Bulgaria, Sofia, and he realized there was no help for the LGBT community in that country at all. At that time, for mental health, to be specific. So he created a nonprofit and this whole cafe and like this business around his nonprofit, Single Step. These are individuals that have multiple, I think it's like 4 or 5 psychologists that will chat with anyone at all in the evening time who is struggling mentally, because there was such a large increase of unaliving for LGBT community, especially Sofia and the country in general. So he built this beautiful team and this beautiful cafe where everyone is welcome, and he advocates, Ivan and Single Step advocate for the rights of the LGBT community in the entire country with different nonprofits in Europe as well. So like they're very much struggling. I mean, we're all sort of struggling everywhere, but he's sort of the main person fighting that fight. Single Step is. So we are with the profits of the film, and we're going to be donating some of the profits to help expand their network of mental health capability for the Bulgarian community.
I wonder if I can put up a picture of Secrets of the Warrior, the banner.
The poster?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, I don't
You're like the thing.
the thing, I'm like, I don't see it. It's probably here somewhere, and I just don't know.
The thing. You're up. My dog's being bad. Don't be that.
Yeah, I don't see it. That's fine. Anyway, so a portion of the proceeds from Secrets of the Warrior feature film are going to the LGBTQ charity Single Step.
Yes. Yep.
And you're still working very closely with Ivan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm doing everything I can whenever I have some kind of promo happening, whether it's in a magazine or a podcast or anything like that. I make a point to do everything in my power to remember to mention him and Single Step and what they're doing so I can bring attention. Recently, Bulgaria passed some laws in particular that is against the LGBT community, and they're gathering information illegally and keeping track of who is in the queer community, and everyone's afraid and fearing for their lives, and so I do what I can where I can with what I have. So I have a couple of radio interviews coming up, so I will be pushing that a little bit harder.
That's awesome. You just recently went to Bulgaria and visited and had an experience there. Do you want to talk about that?
They were having a protest. I mean, so much things, so many things. There was right before I got there, the law just passed about the LGBT community in schools, and you can't really talk about anything about the community at all in school. The teachers, the students, it can't be a conversation. And so there was a protest happening in front of the president's manor. I want to say manor. President's office. There were so many police everywhere. And I mean, which is the normal protest thing. But they weren't letting any individuals past them at all to go to the protest. And they were taking down names. And without asking, they were just asking, what side of the protest are you on? And then they're taking down their personal information, their name, their addresses, and so they can find them. And they were refusing to answer questions about why and what is it for and whatever. And it created a lot of fear. And of course, I'm there, and I'm all like, "We're gonna be okay." And they're like, "No, little woman, no, you don't know." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna make this movie. We're gonna change the world, and we're gonna do this. And we're gonna show them like it's not bad to be LGBT. It's about choices." So, yeah, I actually had this whole thought process, which I didn't tell you about, but I'm gonna tell you now. About the word hate, about the feeling hate. Mm-hmm. What is, in your mind, what is I meant to look it up and I forgot. What is the definition of hate?
Of hate?
Yeah. What is the definition? Can you Google it really quick?
Yeah, I can totally do that. Hold on. Okay. Strong feeling of intense dislike, hostility, or aversion towards someone or something.
Okay, so hate is a strong feeling of
intense dislike, hostility, or aversion.
Strong, intense feeling of dislike. Okay, so let's take that first. Intense dislike. Why would you intensely dislike somebody?
Someone?
Yeah. Like if I say I hate this person or I hate this community or whatever, but if I intensely dislike this
They would
category.
have to do something to me to make me not like them like that.
Right. So what's the basis of dislike? They would have to do something to me, right?
Yeah.
But what if that person or that community didn't do anything to you personally to offend you at all? Then what is the real emotion?
Fear.
Crazy. It should have been the Webster dictionary and be like, hate is just another definition for fear. Mm-hmm. We should email
it. I'll do that right now. Get it right, okay? That's what we'll do.
Yeah, you're like, dude, hate is just a masking emotion for fear and shame. Like, get out of here right now.
Look at that.
Your daughter wake up?
Yes. She's not quite sure if she wants to be awake right now, but we're not sure yet.
We're like, we're not sure where she woke up.
We're not sure. I didn't think I was going to make it today. I couldn't stand. Oh my gosh, you should see her hair. It's crazy. I couldn't even stand up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, nope. I'm like, I can't stand up long enough to get dressed, so I'm like, it's a work on the computer day. I'm like, that sucks that I scheduled live. So.
Was it? Are you having it's a bad back day? Is it your back?
My stomach.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I have more testing Friday. And then the next Monday, I think. Anyways, yeah.
I got you. So it's coming soon.
Yes.
Not 6 months away.
No, at least it's not soon, right?
You're like, listen here, you guys. With your diplomas and your fancy offices.
Hey. Not you. I was talking to the dog.
Yeah.
he can be quite, loud.
That's Hermes, right?
Yes, Hermes. He knows he's a messenger, and so he's just trying to get the message out, guys. Don't worry about it. Oh. I'm trying to adjust. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
When you gave me that script and you like the first when you were like, oh no, and I was like, how do I not sound like I don't care?
Oh no.
Like, I had to really think about it. So I listened to the Epic musical a lot, and so there's a song on the newest one called Penelope. Is it called Penelope? I don't know, but she's a siren, and so she's pretending to be like Odysseus's wife, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like "Oh no, that's a shame."
I'm like, you know how I like it super campy. I'm like, channel your Danny Elfman, man. Just like,
oh no. Oh. I can't believe it.
I'm gathering River went and did sword fighting, with foam swords at the Red Fair. And so now I'm taking all of the video and I'm going to edit it and put music and do stuff behind it so we can send it to everybody.
I want a sword fight so bad.
It was so good. Don't they have sword fighting at your Ren Fair?
Yeah, but then I have to go with someone who would sword fight with me.
No, they have people there that fight with you, or at ours anyways. Like, you just go up, you can be one person, or you can have someone. I would fight with you if I was there. You'd probably win, but I would fight.
So I don't. Usually it has to be pairs. So I don't know if
they don't have people there. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It's
Ours
like,
did. You could do it either way.
okay, next time I'm gonna go ask.
You should. You should. It
Yeah.
wasn't that expensive. It was like $12 for just to be a regular fighter, and then if you want to be a weapons master, it was like $22.
The $12 was normal, like shorter weapons. Yeah,
Oh,
was like
longer swords. Yeah.
They're acting like we have muscles to hold great swords.
Well, what they do is they will adjust their skill to your skill. So sometimes they'll ask easy, moderate, or hard, or sometimes they'll just judge by looking at you. I don't know what they did with River because he won every round, and then the bonus round he won again.
Oh, really?
He beat the crap out of the guy. I'm like, I don't know if the guy was really nice or just really not good.
That's funny.
It was funny. It was funny.
The last time I did sword fighting was before I moved to Colorado. So I mean, like 15 years ago, maybe 15. It was a while, and it's the only time I actually sword fought anybody ever. And they were like, "How do you know how to fight with swords? Have you done this before?" Like, the guys were the ones that put the armor on you, like the padding and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, like, you're so good. Like, is this your first time? I was like, yeah. And they're like, how do you know how to sword fight like a professional? I was like, my past lives. Man, you know how many times I had to fight with the sword in a past life? That's like so many.
So many.
So many. You know how many times I have to like get out of a fist fight? So many.
You know how many times I was carried on what are those things called that they carry the queen on? One of those thingies.
I actually don't know what it's called. But I know what you're talking about. Like this. Yeah.
Oh my god, did you read my what happened to me yesterday? It was yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, the car. I just read that. Yeah, the car.
Yeah, I went to go get Nicola, and I'm driving down our dirt road, just like normal, blah blah blah. I get all the way down to the store, and I stop the car, and this blue SUV, a little bit bigger than ours, but about the same size, comes in. She's coming, and she's coming from my right, so she's gonna turn right in front of me. And I'm like, oh crap, she's turning like directly into me. Like, her hood is in the center of my hood. And I'm like, I don't have time to back up. So I just grabbed the steering wheel and I'm like, ready to be hit. And I see her curls in her hair, just like this older lady. I used to do people's hair, older ladies' hair like that. Her eyes like, I'm like, and then she like literally like, I don't know, like went through me, like went through my, I'm like, yeah, that's what happens, yo.
Man.
I just kind of sat there like, I guess I go now. I mean, yeah, that was really bizarre.
Yeah.
But she could not have hit me. There's just like zero way she couldn't have hit me. She was literally in the center of my hood. I'm like, I don't know. But I think it was crazy since 2020 anyways. I don't know what we're doing anymore as a world as a whole.
Is this all messed up? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, of course, a car passed right through my car. That seems normal.
I feel like you just sort of put yourself in limbo temporarily for like 2 seconds and you just like pop back in.
Her face was so terrified. She's just like, I'm like, me too, man.
You're like, oh, no, man.
I don't know anything anymore. All the things I thought I knew, I probably don't. I forget them.
Yeah.
So, so we are going to be going. Do we have a new filming date?
Not technically. We're looking at May and June. Yuri's booked until the end of May and June, and I really want him as the cinematographer. Yeah, he is just I can't imagine someone else for that project. So I'm talking to some other individuals, another big name in the UK. We've seen him in The Crown, and he was in Sherlock Holmes TV series and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm talking to him, and then I'm talking to some other individuals for the other cast. But the goal is around June. My birthday's in May, and I really want to be like scooting people over to filming so we can celebrate my birthday together. Because it's a Friday. And then maybe we could just get we could start rehearsal in May and then start actual filming in June. Because there's gonna be stunts and we have to get ready. You know what I mean? There's that free time.
Yeah.
So I can get you so over there.
All crew together to celebrate your birthday and then start filming after that.
Yeah.
Okay, Yuri's here. We can go.
Yuri, oh man, his brain is like a replication of my brain. It's so perfect.
He's super cool. I really loved talking to him. He was great. I still talk to him.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Good dude.
I would say it was just about everyone that you're getting involved in the film is good. And even when you find someone that perhaps isn't a perfect match, you navigate the situation well.
Yeah. Until, I allow them their space enough, but as soon as they start treating me a type of way, I absolutely will not tolerate it, and I will fire them. I absolutely will. Fired! You're fired!
Don't do that. You might get trademarked or something.
That's true. Okay, I take that back. Redact.
Oh, here's my only political thing today. I was looking at my phone, and Donald Trump called his own press conference. He just said, I'm holding a press conference, and he just went out on his and just had one. And so I'm I feel like I should hold press conferences. So anytime I have anything to say, I think I'll just go live and be like, press conference? I'm gonna talk about how much I dislike this person. That's pretty good.
My wife is calling. Hold on.
Oh.
He's in Kansas City right now. Yeah. Just be like, all right, press conference. Everyone drop on the line.
Apparently that's why can't we? But who's stopping?
That's essentially what lives are.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it up. I think I need to get a pulpit. I think I have one. It's for the goat, tools, but I can use it for a pulpit. Nobody will know. Go out there. I am the Empress of Zarlaquan.
They'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Talking about a vibe test. That's it right there. Be as
I should
weird
go out full crown and full gown, and I don't see why I shouldn't. I'm he was in full suit. I'm I can spray paint my hair glitter. If he's gonna spray paint his orange, I can spray paint glitter, and
yeah,
we can all just press conference away. That's my favorite thing right now. I'm writing press conference. I'm gonna write press articles. I'm because you're supposed to create your own world, right?
Yeah.
Anais Nin said I had to create my own, or else you would have killed me in yours. So, see.
I think the only reason why most of the creatives aren't locked in mental institution is because we can say we're storytelling and like we can say the weirdest thing ever. Like it's story development.
I just told Brad that I was like, I gotta be careful what I research. I swear the FBI is gonna show up here and be like, lady, like, sorry, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, my Google is equally as, but it's like asking specific things about specific places and like time zone differences and like,
yes,
realistically, could a metal mace from medieval like crush a skull or something like? Like when I this in the book,
in trouble.
like what's the velocity rate do you need?
In which direction does the blood splatter? Wait.
Yeah, like what? I'd be like, all right.
We better not be TikTok famous, I would say, because I keep seeing there's a bunch of them that turn into murderers or like do crazy criminal things.
Nah.
So perhaps we should try a different social media instead.
You know, I was past life. You know, I already had my fun in past life. Like I'm over it.
That sounds good. Yeah, yeah. I feel that. Like now it's just time to chill.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Yeah. Survival of the fittest, you know, and all of those different stories, like real survival. There was real survival out there. Like you barely slept, like you made tools, or you did not eat and possibly pass away because you weren't smart enough. And like I'm good.
Yeah, that's how life. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw a cougar and a bear on our drive home from the Ren Fair.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like good times. that's you know, that's how it goes. The other day we were coming home and you know we live way out in, you know, this is not walking. You don't go walking around here unless you want to hang out with bears and cougars and coyotes and snakes. And anyways, this lady was walking. She had already walked like 10 miles and she was walking several more miles back in the woods back here to her house because the guy she was with upset her. And I'm like, I feel you. Go ahead and get in. I understand. I understand. I would do that too, but don't walk here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove her all the way. I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't have that.
Like,
Africa that just like she's on a jog and I'm like, she saw my face and was probably like, she's like, yeah, it kept feeling not right. I think I took a wrong turn. And like, yeah, you did. So we ended up driving her back closer to where she was staying in her, in a little cottage or something. And she tells us to come visit her in Africa.
Oh,
I know, she was really awesome, really sweet. She said they have little chihuahuas like mine in Africa to keep away the big animals.
Oh, that's cute.
I know, I'm like, something you learn. They are really loud and obnoxious. So it does work like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to be writing any more books, or are you going to be doing the movie and then come out with another book? Is it another what are you going to do?
I've been really debating on starting book 4. Like, I already have parts of the plot in my head. I just write them down. And I started chapter 1 already a while ago. But it was advised to me that I concentrate on nothing else except for the film and making it. Because it will take my complete and utter attention, and I will let something go because I'm concentrating on that one thing. So I might write down some ideas or some things, but I don't think I'm gonna write the book out until after the first movie is filmed.
Okay.
There's that other one. What was we were starting to work on a little bit, and I put it down and haven't worked on it recently. The Last Check-In.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The psych thriller.
Right, because we have a couple of movies and shorts and little skits and stuff written just for you and I that we're still filming. Yeah, so you guys will see that we're in process. I hold things up a lot with my health. It's my fault.
Yeah. I mean, we both had a lot of things happening. I mean, you had significantly more than myself, and sometimes you just gotta slow down a little bit. I mean, it's not necessarily spend more time on making something happen. It's being concise and specific with your time when you're working on it.
Yeah. That is the hard thing, especially because we focus on working with neurodivergence, which a lot of people struggle with time management in that arena.
Attention.
I would say that's one of my favorite things with ChatGPT is making schedules. They're like, dude, here's everything I have to do. Make it be. Make it so. It's fantastic at doing itineraries. Like, I'm like, okay, I need this. I need to film this. Here's my location. Here's, everything. And can you make this a workable schedule?
Yeah.
I think it's great for that. And trying to prioritize. You have to tell it what to prioritize, and then it'll make it a nice schedule.
I wonder if it can make my filming schedule.
It can't. You have to give it like all the details. But then
you're like all of it.
Like, I want for this, give it as much detail as you possibly can, and then it will make a nice schedule for you. Yes.
Gotcha.
The more detailed, the better. And if you were asking for any facts, just make sure you check them, because it gives you facts. Sometimes I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what moon phase is the moon in right now? And it'll tell me the complete opposite. And I'm like, I'm looking at it. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Did you say what is the moon phase that's located at your location?
Oh, see, you have to be very detailed. That's perfect.
Because I mean, it's the whole world.
Right. It's supposed to have a memory where it remembers everything you tell it, but it doesn't remember everything.
Yeah.
I was testing it out with doing charts. You know how I like to do the astronumerology, and so I was doing different charts, and I'm like, that is not correct. I'm like, stop! It's not their ascendant. Shut up. And then it's like, oh yeah, you're correct. I'm like, so you lied to me? Because you didn't think I.
It actually told you that you were correct.
Yeah. When I call it out and say your information is wrong, here's what the information is, they'll be like, oh, you were correct. I apologize for giving you the wrong information. I'm okay.
You hold the computer accountable. You're like, no, that's not right.
That is not right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you have your chart, then you can look up maybe current things that are going on in your chart right now. But yeah, it's faulty. So I wouldn't trust it with great research.
I was gonna test if it could translate my book into a different language.
I have been trying with that too, because that's one of the things I want to do. A few different languages, and I'm not having the best of luck with it.
I can only imagine. I feel like it would be a hot pile of poo.
Sometimes I'm like, it does okay, and then some words I'm like, that's not right. Like, I'm not fluent, but that's wrong. Like,
You're like, I know that's not correct.
I know for certain that that's not the thing. Funny enough, CapCut did pretty well with translating into another language when it was doing subtitles. That's what it is. It did I test everything. That's why I still don't sell any of my herbal products. I went to school, I've researched it for years, and I sit here making the products and testing them for years because I'm like, I would feel super duper responsible if I sold somebody something and then they started breaking out or having some, different things. And I'm like, no. I know people that do that. I'm like, no, man.
Yeah.
So I probably test longer than I need to, but
that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
My favorite thing is testing my perfumes. That's fun.
You're like, sprit, sprit.
I do. I run out of perfume a lot because I like to spray it everywhere. Well, my homemade stuff, anyways. I blend it too. Like my favorite scent is Angel, and so I blend that one or Hermes. Which one? I forget. But anyways, those are my two favorites, and I make them smell like that most of the time. Nicola smell like a bakery. She wants everything chocolate and vanilla, and
that would give me a headache for sure.
Well, it sure makes everyone like her because she smells like cinnamon rolls. They're like, yes.
Food's the way, man. Food's the way.
She used to bring cupcakes to school. She would make homemade cupcakes and take them to school.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the way to make friends right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should make something. I used to make cookies all the time. Growing up, that's what my mom and I did. Like, we baked, like, so much. So, like, my grandparents, once upon a time, owned a bakery in Brooklyn.
Nice.
And, I think it was my great-grandparents. Something like that. But, so my mom, I guess just, like, baking was our thing. So, like, whenever we're feeling a type of way or we want to, like, spend time together, we would bake. I made so many cookies. So many cookies.
That's funny. Yeah. The first time I went to Brad's family for Christmas, they bake a lot of cookies. Like, huge trays forever. Oops. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge lots. They do the thumbprint jelly cookies and stuff. But...
Yeah. And
she can't bake cookies for some reason. She can do cakes, she can do muffins, she can do cupcakes, she can't do cookies.
Really?
They turn out weird every time. I don't know what happens. She follows the recipe and it's whatever, man.
That's interesting. Is it altitude? Like how is the altitude?
I've explained that to her. When I moved from California to Washington, I had to learn how to cook all over again. I didn't realize, but yeah, it's completely different. And then moving here, because I'm so much higher in the mountains, that I had to adjust things again. But then at least I knew, like, after moving, that things are weird.
When I was in Colorado, I could not bake because I would always forget the high altitude instructions. And like anytime I made cookies or brownies, they would completely be utterly uneatable. And it's just like, I don't know why. Like I just really wasn't good at remembering high altitude at all. Cakes were more or less okay, but the brownies were like rock. And I would be like crunching on it, and Kristen would be like, "Nah, I'm good." Just like, it's all yours, and I'm like, "Dude, this is so hard."
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Nice. It's so cool that we met, and we have such a passion for making movies and films and writing books and all the things. And I love how brave you are. I would tell you, I'm like, hey, can you record this? Can you like do this? And you're like, yeah. And then he'd like do it and send it to me. And you're like, there. And then I'd edit it and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot to put it side. I didn't even think about it. You were like, yeah, sideways. And I was like, sure, give me like 5 minutes. And I was like, this thing again, and this thing. But at that point, I already figured out how I wanted to do it. So it's easier because I spent time like making all the mistakes.
Yes.
So I knew how I wanted to say it exactly. So it was so easy to redo it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whenever you ask me to redo something, I'm like, valid. I was like, let me go do it right now. I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. Yeah.
I love that actually, because you know what? I know that a lot of people have a really hard time with, like you give me a project and I'll edit a video or something and send it back to you, or a photo or something, and you're like, yeah, it's great, but can you do this, this, and this? And a lot of people are afraid to do that in a lot of arenas, like, oh, I don't want to upset you or hurt our friendship. And I'm like, well, I want to give you what you want, so it helps me to know what that is or what parts. And so we have very clear communication with that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not, I understand why people feel that way, but when it comes to art, holding back isn't going to help the project. It's not going to help us. You know, it's not going to help the product at all. And if it's a promo thing, it needs to be the right kind of promo thing so it reaches the right kind of idea.
Right.
Honest feedback and conversation is imperative. I mean, maybe that came from the restaurant when I was working the restaurants, like, because it's when you're in the heat of like a rush and you like gotta get the food from here to in the oven and then cut and then out to the hangry people that will mob you if you don't feed them right now. You have to be able to take the heat and communicate in a way that's like an oiled machine with your other people. And that's how I do everything. And I have 10 years of it. So.
Well, I think also that we provide a safe space for each other, so we know that we can be like, hey, can we fix this?
Yeah.
About this. And so that makes a difference. If you're going to somebody that you don't feel holds any space for you, it's harder to be like, hey, let's have an honest conversation.
Yeah. Be like, why aren't you holding space for me? They'll be like, excuse. And be like, well, I don't want your excuse. I want you to be better. Like, so that's where me being nice and me not being nice sort of come to play a little bit.
Well, your management experience helps you with the diplomacy part as well, though.
Yeah. Because I'm definitely the type of person where if people keep telling me why something isn't done, I'll understand to a point, and at some point I'll just be like, I don't want to hear no more excuses. I want you to do what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Like, I want to see, like, so the way I was trained was I can or I try. Like, I'll try means you've already decided that you're not going to do it. Because you're giving yourself an out.
Yeah.
So I can do this. I can try to do this. Absolutely. Just leave out the door. I don't want you anymore. Like, I don't want your maybe what if. Like, the only thing I want to hear is I will work on this. So if whenever I did something wrong at my adult job in finance, I'm not going to be like, you're wrong. I'm going to say, I will take what you're saying and I will modify my behavior. Or, you know, thank you for the feedback. I'll adjust myself or whatever. You know, like, I'll take it and learn from it and like modify it. But I'm not going to give an excuse.
Well, you've had to have worked with all sorts of different people. Haven't you ever worked with somebody with oppositional defiance disorder that was like, as soon as you were like, hello, let's have a conversation, they just automatically start getting defensive and fighting with you?
Yeah. And then, so usually then the conversation will be, I understand you're feeling this type of way, but I'm having this conversation with you not to have you rebut everything I'm saying. I need you to listen to learn, not to respond. you can either listen to what I'm saying and grow and do better, or you can keep acting the way you're doing, and I'm going to fire you and you can leave. Like, I'm very like, get over your shit.
You know,
Yeah, like, no, yeah, because like, I'll try. There's a certain level of I will spend time with you. So first is I'll teach you, I'll guide you, and I'll train you. Second is, do you follow my instructions? If you don't, then it's either a skill issue or a will issue. And I'll go back and I'll re-spend time on re-educating and teaching you what I want, my standards and my expectations. Again, if you don't listen to what I want, then the third time is you're losing your ground. 3 times you're out. So this is the last time. You do what I say I need you to do, or you're out. And so this is the make or break, because they will either hang themselves, hypothetically speaking, not actually, metaphorically. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or whatever other metaphor you would like they'll either kick themselves in the shin, or they'll do what I'm asking them to do. I mean, either way, I get what I want.
Yeah.
I'll find someone else to do, and that will adapt to what I'm asking and respect my position and whatever project is happening. Or I will find someone else. Like, or you can be here. Like, I'm giving you a choice. You're choosing not to be here. It's not from me.
You realize in making movies that you're going to have those kinds of hard conversations. There's going to be lots of vulnerable times. You have to put yourself out there in so many ways, and you have to be ready for pushback and comments and ridicule and people, you've had people go over your script, overlook your pitch deck, your business plan, and they'll critique everything too, and they'll tell you different things. So you have to have a little bit of a tough skin as well, and understand that it is, the whole premise is that everyone's trying to help you do better.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that statement. I mean, there's a very fine line to when anyone gives you feedback. There's so much different feedback, and if you listen to everyone, the project wouldn't be your project anymore. It'd be a completely different creature. So you have to sort of listen to them with a grain of salt and see what sort of makes sense, or they're just sort of going off and saying just a bunch of stuff because I want some kind of power and authority over you for whatever reason. Your boundary with other people is what tells them how much power they have over you or in the project.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. So you can be friendly with people, you can be friends with people that, and still work together comfortably, holding that space for each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why 90-day probation is so important. And I do that for everything. Like all the people I speak with and, talk about signing on to my projects and everything, because they'll eventually show me who they are. I will remain the same as myself. Like, I'm not pretending to be a person, you know what I mean? Like, I have my personality, these are my things, and I am this way. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be, I don't know, some kind of entertainment, whatever, that I'm not.
No, I was just about to say that we are regular people. I'm the founder of Zarlaquan. You have founded Height Films. You're the award-winning author of the Acceptance series, book series. But we're just regular people that live on the opposite side of the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we are using all the tools and all the knowledge that we have to share with others and help them find their success in the indie creative world as well.
Yeah. Giving people that place to say their ideas and develop their ideas is imperative. I mean, there's honestly nothing wrong when somebody, as you know, my niece auditioned for the film, and we're still reviewing the tapes and everything. I am the director for the film Secrets of the Warriors, but I was also directing her for her tape as well and recording. I'm not going to stand there and tell her how an idea, like it's my idea, yes, but she's the character. Like it's important to, when it comes to adult corporate world, it's a little different than indie creative world because you need enough patience and understanding with other individuals that are building and developing. So the business side of the indie world might need some of that corporate, but it's not about the corporate. It's about what story are you telling? What are you trying to do? What kind of art are you developing? And then grow with that. That's where you come up with all of the ideas, write down every idea you have. And can you use it? Can it be modified? Can it grow bigger and include it in the story? I mean, there's no limit, honestly.
Absolutely. I think every one of us should be living our creative passions in that way. I think that's how we're supposed to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Well, and that's what ZarlaCon is a place for indie creators around the world to support each other. And that's obviously what I'll do whether I'm dying or not.
Hopefully it's not. We're not.
I feel like it most days.
I truly hope that it's more of the not than the am.
Yes, for it's not, because I mean this is exciting. We're gonna go do some pretty amazing things, and we already are. I'm pretty proud of everything we've accomplished so far, quite honestly.
Yeah. We're gonna when we start filming, I'm gonna go to the remote control wheelchair.
Oh my goodness, I know. Ren Fair was such a nightmare, you have no idea.
But
oh my goodness. Yeah, I almost ended up on my face a couple of times. It was so bad. But we made it through. Brad was exhausted because he had to help me a lot. I could barely move anywhere.
Was the remote control wheelchair, would that have helped? Would that have made a difference?
Because it can get over. Well, it also has different tires. My tires, it has no tread whatsoever. There's nothing. And I just would spin, and there was potholes, and so then I would get stuck, and then there was another person there in a wheelchair that had a much better wheelchair. They had tread on theirs, and theirs was doing much better, not tipping, and I was like, this is horrifying, but at least I'm at Ren Fair.
Aww.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
So yeah, Brad kept commenting how I was holding on for dear life, and I'm like, yes. I had got myself a euro, and we hit a pothole because he was scared. It was closing, and this van, it was a vendor, was trying to get out, but there were so many people, and it kept coming really close to us, and he was worried, and so he was trying to get us out of there fast. We hit a pothole, and my whole entire euro plop, just I'm like, put my euro. He went and picked it up the best he could. He lost most of the toppings, but he tried to pick it up with no dirt and all that hay in it.
Yeah, good luck.
I was like, there'll be more euros in life.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah.
I love it, so. Yeah. All right. I gotta go take care of my doggy.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on and working with me.
Yeah.
Great. Next time, hopefully, I'll be able to stand up and actually get dressed. That would be.
She looks fine. It's all right. Lives aren't always about you have to look your best. It's that you show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm glad I did. Honestly, I was I created a couple weeks ago, and then I'm like, no, we're doing it today. I don't care. Standing is optional.
Yeah, I was actually falling asleep on this new carpet that I got in this new workroom because it's so nice, and I love laying on the floor. It makes me so happy. And I was in and out of a nap, unintentionally. It was me meditating on the floor, and I was just sort of drifting off. And you were like, My daughter just went to sleep last night. I'll get up. I'll get up right now.
She got up and she came back in, cuddled, and went back to sleep too. So
Oh, that's cute.
wasn't enough. So yes, we will do this again. Our plan is to try to do it every Monday. Talk to you guys about indie movies, indie creators from around the world. That's what we do. That's what we support. We offer coaching to help you make your books or stories into movies. We can go over your screenplay. We can help you with your manuscript. Come check out Zarlaquan.com. On there, you will find RebeccaHeight.com for Height Films. That's also on there. And Secrets of the Warrior trailer is on Zarlaquan front page as well. Becca and I work very closely together with both of our
every day.
So, come back. If you have any questions, go ahead and email zarlaquan@protonmail.com if you want to work together. If you want to reach out for any reason or have questions that you want us to answer on air, you can leave a comment and ask us, or email, and we can do it next week. So thank you everybody for watching, and hopefully next week I'll have some other cool things, maybe an intro and an outro. Who knows? Maybe we don't know what's going to happen. Whoop, whoop. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Becca.
Bye.
Bye.